Okay, we're live again. Okay, I have completely switched software. Thank you, Nathan McFarland, for the hookup with Mixbus 8. I've got everything loaded in. I've got everything arranged, so hopefully we'll be getting ready. We'll be mixing here in just a minute. Now, again, I have used Mixbus in the past, and they continue to make improvements. So forgive me if I, don't know all the shortcuts. And if you guys know them, I know Tassie. I think you use Mixbus. I see you in the comment section there. Good to see you. I'm going to go ahead and start mixing, and let's just go for it. Hopefully, I won't get a beach ball here again. So I've got "I Love a Rainy Night" by Tom Van Dorp. It's a cover of an Eddie Rabbitt song. It's got lots of tracks. He did the tracks in the drum tracks in Superior Drummer. So we've got a lot of tracks here. Of drums. I'll be using some of them I won't. And I'll be using Mixbus. It's been a while since I've used Mixbus, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So again, if you're here and you want to chime in, let me know. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into, let's see, a minute here, and so I can see some of the song. And then we're going to show the mixer, which I think is Control M. And then I'm going to start just kind of organizing things a little bit to where it makes sense. I'm going to take the drums and I'm going to put them on this first mix bus. Let's see. I'm going to rename this mix bus drums. And it's going to be here. And then we're going to take all these drums here. I'm going to assign the drums to the drums mix bus. And you see the name. Ooh, hang on, let me go here so you can see me here. All right, so you can see where the mix bus is named. It's pretty cool, as I need them. So let's see, toms. Like I said, there's a lot of toms here. I'm going to assign these to the toms, and they're already defaulting to the nominal level, but I'm going to take them out of the master fader. I don't want them to be in both places at once. I'm going to take them out of the master fader. And I don't know the shortcut to make everything a little less wide, but I'll figure that out later. Okay, everybody can see. Let's see. Here's ambience far, bass guitar. It looks like I got everything, so I'm going to take everything out. Now, if I were to go back to the screen here and go where the drums are playing, I should be hearing drums. I can still hear them, so that's good. Okay, so I'm going to continue organizing things here. Let's see. I'll probably put a guitar bus or like a percussion bus. Let's do that because this tambo, I'm going to call this one bass, and we'll just do the bass in the bass bus. Take it out of the master, and then here we'll take we'll call it Mixbus allows you to do 8 buses now. They used to do 4, I think. So I'm gonna call this perk, and then I'm going to go ahead and just name the rest of these. I'm going to call this guitars. Actually, I'm going to call this perk and effects because there's some thunder, if you guys remember. By the way, if you're a member of Mixcoach, all of these files that all the new files that I'm going to be working with, there's a new lead vocal that has been kind of tweaked up a little bit. There's also 2 extra guitar tracks that you'll need to know. They're all in the session folder, and they're marked, extra files, so you'll find those there. And we're also, just while we're listening, we're going to be listening to mixes on Monday at 10 o'clock, and hopefully we won't have any technical issues like we had before. So John the Beat 615, sup dude? So who is John on the beat? Remind me, I should know it. Is that J John on the beat? Let me know your name in the comment because I don't recognize the name from the whatever. Okay, so guitars. Let's continue on here. Tambo is going to go to that percussion effects. Claps are going to go there. Snaps are going to go there. and I'm going to take these out of the master also. So what this is doing is effectively taking it out of the stereo bus and making it run through here, which, you know, Mixbus has some fantastic mix buses. They even named their software after it. Okay, so Thunder goes there. Guitars, I'm going to put that in the guitars bus. Oop, there's a hi-hat here. Okay, I will organize that in just a minute. So the hi-hat will go in the drums bus. I'm taking it out of the master. Choir, I'm going to put that in the keyboard bus. I'm going to go over here to Mixbus 5. I'm going to right-click and rename keys. And that's where we're going to put that. We're going to put the choir in the keys bus. Take it out of the master bus. Hi-hat, I'm going to rearrange that to where it's easier to see. Organ, that's going to go in the keys bus as well. And then, let's scoot on over here. Solo, that's guitars. The Solo 2, that's also guitars. The Telly, that's guitars as well. And Telly 2, that's guitars. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking a little extra time to organize things so that I don't have to think about where things are routed. That's why I'm trying to make things fall in the right order. I'm trying to also, you know, even color code things, which I don't know how to do that on this yet. So you may not see me color code too much. But okay, so now we're missing. I'm wondering if I can right click. No, we can't do that. I wondered if you could right click and name that bus there. But I'm going to do it from here. I'm going to rename this vocals. And I'm just going to go ahead and put all of my vocals on the same bus. So I've got the main vocal here. Let's see, what are we missing? Scrapes. That's guitars also. That's a new track, guys. If you're, and like I said, that's on the session page. Then we got background vocals here. I'm going to take that there. I'll take these out of the master here. Hope you can see that okay. Everybody good? All right. From the attendance today, it looks like you've got one shot to get it right. Okay, guitars. I think my mess up from this morning probably cost me a lot of viewers, but I'm glad you guys are here for sure. Okay, background vocals 2. That's going to be in the vocals also. So okay, so I'm not using Mixbus 7 and 8, so I'll keep that in mind. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of the mixer mode, and over here I'm going to click tracks and buses. I'm going to pull it over. Now this is where you would rearrange things. I don't think that you can just move things around here. I think you can resize them from there. Let me see though. Nope, can't do that. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to the hi-hat, and I'm just going to pull it up here where I'm used to seeing the hi-hat. Also the choir and organ. Okay, I'm going to pull those down to where they're a little. And another thing that I can't do too is I can't drag multiple files up. So I'm going to drag them up one at a time. Like the tambo is the perk, thunder, the choir and organ. Okay, so I'm going to pull. What I'm going to do is pull the guitars down. I'm going to look at the order here. I got perk and guitars and then keys. So I'm going to pull all the guitars up after the perk. So acoustic goes, oh, that's in the right place. Solo would go up there. Solo 2 would go up there. Telly would go up there. Oh, that's the lead vocal. That's the old lead vocal. Scrapes, that is a rhythm thing too, acoustic guitar. Okay, so it looks like we've got everything we need here. I've got this old Eddie Rabbit thing, which is the original cut that you can listen to as a reference. I probably won't get to it on this one. Oh, here's 3 other things I want to take. Telly here. These 3 guitars here will go by themselves. And then what I'm going to do is close this. Can I double click and close it? Maybe not. Okay, so everything makes sense and it's in order now. So let's take a listen. I'm going to hit Control M. We're going to basically just Oh, one other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take these other two mix buses and I'm going to turn them into, I'm going to rename this drum verb. I don't know that we'll need it. And then rename this one into vocal verb. And that way I can go ahead and just add some verb up here when I get ready for it. I don't have anything assigned to it yet, but it's just getting ready for it. Okay, so now I'm going to resize this a little bit, and then let's go and pan things and start EQing. The really sweet thing about Mixbus is that you don't have to open up a plugin to do things, simple things like phase and compressor and EQ. It's all there, already built in. It's all good. All you got to do is turn it on and start cranking on it. So I expect that we should probably get something sounding pretty decent here pretty quick. Okay, so I am going to go through here and mute some things. I'm going to get my drums and bass under control right now. So I'm going to mute the perk, mute the guitars, all these other things here. I'm going to mute so that I can just kind of start dialing things in a little bit more, getting pans and things like that out of the way. Seems like there was a way that I could right-click and resize things and make it a little smaller. But I don't know how to do that yet. If some of you guys do know how to do that, holla, let me know, okay? I see Jason. Good to see you, man. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to just start listening, and hopefully this is coming through just fine. I'm going to start from the top. Sounds like I've got you hear everything okay? Okay, yeah, there's a guitar. Let me open this. I think I was just changing timing. By the way, if you guys are mixing this on Mixcoach Member, keep in mind that there are 3 new tracks, and that this guitar poly that I'm going to be pulling down here has, it needs to be nudged to the right a little bit. I think all of these, when he exported them, was a little not exactly the timing that it was before. So that guitar poly, I need to check and make sure that it is going to the right bus. This one, that's going to the drums. I'm going to put it on guitars. That's why we were hearing it. So onward. And yep. Okay, the first thing I'm noticing is that there's a lot of drum room sound that I don't think we're going to need too much. So, Tassie said background vocals 2 is in the master bus also. Thanks, Tassie. People are paying attention. That's cool. More attention than I am. Let's see, mix bus vocal 2. Okay, I may have fixed that already, Tass. So, all right, so we're going back to the drums. I'm going to probably eliminate some of the bigger drum sounds because I don't think that we need that big of a room because it's kind of an old, if you remember, he wanted it to sound like the old recording with the same musicians but slightly updated sounds. So let's go there. I don't think I'm going to need all the big rooms, even though that's a big sound. I think it's too bombastic for this. So let's go back to the top of this song. And I'm going to take my face off the screen so you guys can see everything here. Tassie, can you hear everything good? I think I've got it going right now, but there's no drums playing, so should hear that. Go to the mix. All right, so here we go. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go and pan these toms out. There's a lot of toms, and each one of them has a mic on it. So let's see. Hey, Huma, I will answer some questions here in just a second. I do use the glue compressor some. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some panning. Kick, snare, all these snares. I may not use all these snares either. I'm going to pan the hi-hat a little bit to the left because I like to mix it from drummer's perspective because I do play drums. I'm going to pan the floor toms. I'm just going to kind of do a little pan there. I'm trying to keep as much stuff out of the middle as I can. That's a rule that I kind of tell a lot of people that I teach to mix, that there's only 3 or 4 things that need to be in the center: the kick, the snare, the bass guitar, and the lead vocal. Everything else pretty much needs to be out of the way so that the things that are in the center can pop through a little bit more. So I'm going to do all that panning a little bit right now. The ambient mics are stereo, and I think I'm going to listen. I'm going to turn the overheads down a little bit too. Sometimes it's kind of hard to make these kinds of like the program drums sound real because some things are just too loud in the mix because they're isolated and they can be loud. So let's do that. So I'm going to put the perk. Panning's a little better already. I'm going to take the bass and I'm going to add some of this grunge to it. Now this this fader here is to add more analog sound. These are all these Mixbuses. If you don't know already about Mixbus, is they've got this tape simulator on them that's really cool. So comes the thunder. Pull the thunder a little down a little bit there. Okay, so let's get these drums cracking a little bit. Could be that I've got the volume down a good bit on this, but I wanna find a section and maybe loop it and see if I can get the drums dialed in here. Let's see if I can do play loop range, shortcut L. So let's see if if I can do a loop range here. I can't. Claps are a little loud. Okay, I'm gonna hit this auto return. I think this will be kind of like Pro Tools where it pops back to where the fader was. Let's see if that's the truth. Yeah, I think so. So at least if I can't find the loop thing right now, I'll start here. Okay, I'm probably not going to be using a lot of the under snare, so I'm going to take the bottom out a little bit, make sure that these guys are cracking. Okay, I'm going to add a new group, toms. I'm going to call this toms here, and I'm going to add all of these things to the toms group so that I can pull down the toms all together. Another really cool thing about Mixbus toms. So now I should be able to. Okay, so I'm wondering if there's a way that I can make this mono, listen to it in mono, because I want to make sure that, oh, look at there. Yeah, that's cool. So the monitor section, and I can set up all of this to where, that's another thing you don't have to do in Mixbus is install a plugin to make it mono. It's pretty cool. Also, there's phase. This is where I'm going to check for some phase stuff. So, turn down those claps a little bit, and then I'll turn down the claps a little bit, and then I'm going to build on top of that, and then go on. I'm making sure that I'm not too loud over here before we move forward. Okay, so now let's add some guitars here. Back to the mixer, and I think I'm gonna go back here where I can see more of the. There's the bass, elbow claps, acoustic. Looks like this acoustic guitar here. I'm gonna set the level on that here. So I wish I could rearrange stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna mess with this acoustic just a little bit. I'm gonna solo it. There's a little barkiness happening right here in the low mids. So I boosted it up, and now I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. And also I'm going to turn the compressor on and grab this, and let's see which mode. Leveler, which I think is going to be more like the 1176 from what I can remember. All right, I'm gonna take it out of mono for a second and continue mixing here. Let's see, we got 6 people here. I'll take just a second, and loop range can be dragged in any track. Thank you, Tassie. Let me I'll figure out how to do that. That's pretty handy. Loop range. Any more directions on that would be helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go back in stereo so that I can hear some of the panning of the guitars. Really, that's what I want to hear right now. And while I'm at it, I'm going to pull the tellies together. Double click here. Pull this over here. And I know there's a shortcut for this too, but so telly 1, telly 2, choir. And I'm also going to pull, yeah, I think the bass is good. Yeah, so we're going to close that. Set loop from section. Okay, so we got the brackets. We could do that. Let's do that. And since we've got mostly acoustic and this telly going, I'm going to pan the acoustic over here to the right, the telly to the left, so we get a little bit of that. And I'm just going to slap a little bit of this this leveler on here. And when I pull the threshold down, it automatically starts. So. Well. On this guitar, this new guitar here, the one that starts off on the chorus is the poly right here. We'll start here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that little shortcut here. Bracket left, bracket right. Or maybe I just need to do that. And then loop it. We'll see. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so... Take some of that thickness out of it, of the guitar there. So I'm going to take these guys. This is the 335 that has a feedback, and I'm going to create another group for that too, called 335. It almost sounds like the exact solo. Let's see if we can make that. I'm gonna leave that solo in the middle, just because it's kind of a feature. There's no lead vocal there, and it's kind of not room in the middle, and it only appears in that one spot. And I'm having trouble keeping it out of the way of other stuff too. So, okay, let's solo. And let's add some verb to that, or some delay maybe. Given I'm a little gun shy because of what happened just a few minutes ago where I got the beach ball, so I think I am going to do that. I'm just going to add the solo here. Let's add just a little bit of I do not want to scan plugins now. Let's find a delay. Let's try that. And I'm going to put the fader after it. It's pretty cool that in Mixbus that you can pull the fader. You can make a delay actually happen after the fader, so you can pull the fader down. And that's pretty cool. I wonder why it's not giving me a hard left and right. I don't have anything soloed or in mono here, and it looks like everything's left and right. I wonder if I were to maybe pull it below the fader. It seems to all be in the center, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'll just leave that. That solo a little bit feels a little sharp to me. So I don't know if it comes down to it, I don't know if I necessarily want to do this, but I think I want to go and grab the Waves Tune Live. Just to bring it down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to save. And it looks like, I don't know, it looks like maybe Mixbus is saving constantly. Tassie, you know anything about that? Hey, Danny, how you doing? Because I haven't had to save anything, so I'm going to make sure that I save. And then I'm going to add this auto-tune thing. And see what it does, if it does anything. That fixed the pitch stuff with me. The solo seems to be a little bit sharp. He's playing way high on the neck, and he could be pinching the string a little bit. That's pretty cool. So a little auto tune there did pretty good. I wonder what. It looks like we're in C. So I wonder. You know, I probably shouldn't mess with it. I don't see a key, but I think it did a good job of tuning it. So I put a little auto tune on there to kind of fix the pitch of the solo itself, and then also, you know, some delay just to kind of, so it wouldn't sound quite so dry. The snaps are still kind of loud. I'm gonna start it over and see if I can tame those snaps a little. Okay, so instead of drum verb, that's pretty much going to be my instrument verb, I think. So I'm going to go over here and add some instrument verb because I want to hear a little bit of like room or something on the snap. So I'm going to go to the drum verb. I'm going to rename it instrument verb. That way it doesn't confuse me too much. I'm going to add a verb. Let me try this. So all. It's funny names here. Let's see. Okay, so that you can see what I'm looking at here. I'm going to solo the snaps. That's a pretty good indicator of whatever. And then I'm going to turn the instrument verb on, and it's already at nominal level, so I'm going to have to dial it back a little bit. This sanctuary is pretty good. This sounds a little grainy. That might sound good if it was a little lower. Can y'all hear that okay? We'll see what it sounds like on the snare. Maybe way too much, I don't know. Let's see, solo. Dry it up a little bit now. I need to just, I wish I could hide that. I think I'll move this to the side, hang on. Position on screen left. All right, so maybe I won't accidentally get in there all the time now. Okay, I think the snaps have too much. Okay, so I feel like oh, that's cool. You can see the groups up here. So I think I'll do. I'll good stopping place here. If you guys have any like comments or questions or whatever. Hey Danny, you weren't late, man. I was late getting started because I don't know if you heard or whatever, but I had some technical difficulties this morning. Working in Mixbus seems to be working pretty good, Peanut. Seems to be working pretty good right now, though. So let's see. I'll take a quick break, grab some coffee, and then I'm going to start worrying about some vocals. What I'm trying to do is just not overwhelm the master bus right now. And if you look at the master bus, it's not overly done or anything like that. And all the faders are at 0. So I've got a little room to kind of boost some things and, get some, what do you call it? Just some drive to it. So we'll see. Okay, so, quick break. Because I have been sitting here since 10, actually trying to get everything going. So I'm about 2 hours in. What I may do, take a quick sip of my coffee and then go straight back into mixing. Hey, Danny, Jason, and Tassie, let me know. Have you guys struggled with anything on this mix? I know there's a lot of tracks, a lot of things going on. By the way, let me take this time to make some announcements. I don't know if there's anybody watching that's not a member of Mix Coach Member. Mix Coach Member is now open. If you go to mixcoachmember.com, you can sign up, and we mix songs like this every month. This was the 12th song this year we've mixed. Some mixes we do for clients, and they actually listen to the mixes and choose one. It ends up on a record or on YouTube or Spotify, whatever like that. Most of what we do, though, is we mix a different song. We've got hundreds of songs to choose from. There's more and more coming every month. So if you want to be a member, just go to mixcoachmember.com, which is here, and we'd love to have you as a member. For you guys who are members, I want to mention that just a couple things. Monday at 10 o'clock, we're going to be listening to your mixes. So if you look on the session page, there is an upload link and a listen link. I've noticed nobody's submitted any mixes yet because we didn't have a date that we're going to listen to it. So now the deadline's here. So we're going to listen to your mixes on Monday, and we'll see how mine will hang in there with your guy. You've been mixing a little longer than I have. I just started today. Maybe you guys started the first of the month. Another thing to keep in mind too is that there are 3 new tracks. So Tom went and I think he did some tweaking on his lead vocal, and then there's that scrape guitar you probably don't recognize, and then there's another. The other guitar would be the Power Poly. So when you mix that, they're underneath or right beside the Pro Tools and audio and all that kind of stuff. They're over to the right. You can download those and import them into your session. Just keep in mind, you may have to nudge them to the right just a little bit. They seem to be a little rushed, and it's probably the way he exported it and everything, just not in perfect sync with the other one. So be aware of that. I'll mention that when we listen to the mixes. Hopefully you'll put them in the pocket. I can I can show you what I did to mine. If I go to the mixer and go here to all the way to the left, you can see that power guitar, it may have gotten, I think I nudged it to the right. By the way, I've got the Smart tool on, which makes it act like Pro Tools, where at the top it's a you can make a fade. If you go to the center, you can change the where it starts, and if you go to the bottom, I think it's I don't know what it does. There's 3 different tools on here, though. I don't think I have it spread out enough. But the guitar was a little bit it was a little bit quick. I think it was a little ahead or a little behind. I can't remember exactly, but I nudged it one way or the other. Just use your ears and listen to it, and then so yeah. Okay, let's jump back into mixing. Let's see, private chat. Let's see, Jason, vocal's been my issue so I'll wait for your next part. Maybe the new vocal track will help also. I think he just kind of retuned it a little bit. Hey, Danny, 138. I'm afraid to change the tempo on this song. I'm afraid some DAWs like Reaper will actually change the. It's at 120. Let me see if I could do 138. and not change anything. Tempo type constant. Let's try that. Didn't change anything, so good. That way I'll keep my everything's in sync. Okay, let's move on. Let's start mixing some vocals. I'm not going to put the lead vocal in just yet. Oh, and I'm going to take this away too. So let's listen to a little bit of his vocal from where he comes in. I'm just going to add a little gain to there because I notice he's only happening down here. So I'm going to add a little bit of gain. This is not necessarily region gain. It doesn't affect this. It just affects the volume of going into the channel. So gain staging, this is a good thing to do, especially if you have compressors and things up here. You want to make sure that you're hitting them and not having to pull down on the threshold quite a bit. So.
Watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips.
All right, so on this vocal verb, I'm going to add a little bit of vocal verb. Hang on just a second. I just noticed something here. I'm going to pull this above the fader. That way, if I pull this down, automate this down, it will it'll kill the verb. Otherwise, the verb will happen after that. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add another verb here. I'm going to see if I've got Valhalla in here. I don't. And I don't want to necessarily scan anything right now, just given the... So I'm going to go with what we've got. I'm going to go with the delay. And we're going to do that little tap thing. I'm going to insert that in this vocal verb thing. And let me solo his vocal.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows.
Okay, one thing I'm going to do here, when I use a delay, I usually take the top end off the delay so that you don't hear that. You hear more of the meat of the vocal coming through, and not necessarily the T's and the S's and the brightness of it. So I'm going to high cut this. Actually, I'm going to make sure that I'm starting where he starts to sing, and I don't have to listen to him. I don't have to listen to that blank area before where we start. So here we go.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows.
And that'll take some of that apparentness out of it.
Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
I think that's just the preset
Well,
that's
I
kind of
love a
mono.
rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Ooh, ooh. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like.
Okay, I'm kind of liking the way the delay sounds. What I was going to do, let's see, just grab this and put it above the fader. What I was going to do is take the delay and put some verb after it. And I may still do that, but I'm going to stick with this delay right here. A lot of tracks and kind of want that slappy sort of thing going there. So let's see. Let's do the same thing with roughly the same thing with these background vocals here. Let's see what we got here.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good.
Take the background vocals and kind of pan them out a little bit.
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love a rainy night. Love a rainy night.
Touch that with
Love a rainy night.
the leveler, kind of like 1176. I'm just touching it with just a one or two lights. I don't know how much delay that or how much compression that is. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you take a compressor and you just barely touch different spots of it, you're not going to get that pumping sound, and it's going to be more transparent too. So
Night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good.
hey, and
Well,
also
I love a rainy night.
anybody that was having trouble with the vocal, chime in and let me know so that I can come back and let me know what you were having trouble with the vocal on. Ace Verb. I'll try Ace Verb. Is that what I'm using? I'll try Ace Verb. Doctor, he says Ace Verb sounds good. Nathan McFarland works for Harrison, and he kind of saved my tush. Just a second. Yeah, Mixbus for the win for sure. It sounds really good. It always sounds good. And it seems to be really rock solid right now, too. So people who were having trouble with the... Danny says 1 dB per light. That's cool. That's good to know. Let me know what you're having trouble with on the vocals. I know there's a couple of little pitchy things that we need to look at a little bit, and we will. But I may have to rescan the plugins and get my Melodyne to work, and then we'll see if that affects anything as far as stability. But this is rock solid right now.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good.
Put it in mono for a second.
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the
Tambourine's a
rain
little
on
loud.
my
It feels
face,
like when it's in
taste the
mono.
rain on my lips.
Actually, I may take. Hey, is this a high pass filter here? I think, but I'm gonna take some of the top off
Well, I
the.
love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips.
That tambourine still feels a little bit hi-fi to me, so I'm gonna take a little bit of the tape saturation and take some of that top end off of there. I'm gonna push the tape saturation. I don't think the Thunder's gonna be affected by that too much. I just noticed something again here, the spill. This is another brilliant thing. So if I don't want to be overwhelmed by all this stuff and I want to go to just guitars or whatever, which I haven't even worried about the keys yet. What I can do is just hit this here and hit spill, and just the keys will come up. That's awesome. I like that. Matter of fact, let's do that.
I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadow, away, sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good.
It's a little bit too much verb
Well, I
on the.
love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel good.
And another thing that's really cool too here I've noticed is that I can if I don't like the spread and it's too far away, like the return on the delay and it's like left and right, I can pull it in a little bit so it's not so stereo. Really cool.
Sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is just I'm in the master fader section here, and I'm pushing the drive, and I'm getting a little bit more of the polish. You know, somebody mentioned a second ago about the glue. I think this is kind of glue. That analog thing is glue. So we're going to add a little bit of that glue to the mix.
Sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time, and I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Showers wash my cares away.
Well, there's the keys.
I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night.
Take a little bit of that top end off the organ there, and I'm probably going to spank it pretty good with the.
I love you too, but I love a rainy night.
Oh, Okay, and there's one other thing that we haven't looked at yet, and that's the choir. Let's find out where that comes in. I think it's just after the solo, or here it is. So we'll start here and look at the choir.
Wash my cares away.
Probably could use a little bit of, that's a mono. Yep, you can tell if I'm playing it.
I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
All right, so I haven't done very much with the vocal yet, so I'm gonna go back to the top of the song, and then we're just going to like take a look at his, see if we can get his vocal kind of sitting in the mix a little bit better.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder.
One of the other things I'm going to do too, this is the new vocal track, and one of the things I fixed was "Rain on My Lips," that little part right there. So I'm going to pull his other vocal down, and I may grab that just for a second.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night.
I already fixed that.
Love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
The lights up the sky. I think I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Nathan, how do you zoom? I tried Command and plus, and it only worked to a certain certain extent. Let me know how I can do that. And also, how do I cut this? So if I go to edit and then I separate, and then I were to say pull this down to here, will that work? Yep, but it replaces it. So if I hit copy, maybe try this. If I hit delete there and then pull this down here, that'll work.
Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
Okay, that's a little late. I'm going to drag it to the right a little bit. Actually, let me pull this to the right, and I can pull this and then pull this right over, which is another thing that Mixbus did before Pro Tools did. So I can see that. So
well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
yeah, I fixed that little line there. So let's see, I need to pull. Oh, okay, Nathan, real quick, how do I pull the volume down on that? Like a clip gain sort of thing. Right click. Trim. Gain. So Command 7. I'm just trying to make it match.
When it lights up the sky.
I think one or two more of those would probably do the trick. Right click, edit, and I'm sure that I can. There's a shortcut for this. So gain, Shift 7. I don't have the keyboard that does that, so One more time. One more time. All right, so I think that'll work.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
Yep.
Know it makes me feel good.
I think feel good is another thing that I did. So I think what I may do is just pull this over. It makes me feel good.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Well, I love a rainy night.
And I think that overall, it's probably a little bit louder. So I'm going to do that. Let me see if this works. If I hit function command or function control 7, yeah, it does it. Okay, so I just have to hit function to get to the letters up top. So I think this will work just fine.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
Went too far. Went too far. There you go.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good.
All right, so that's not bothering me anymore, so that's good. So we got the guitar tuned a little bit. You know, the little, I just put a little auto tune on it. Let's see, I think this S. I'm gonna go up on this one just one more section. I know sounds like I'm. Whoop. There we go. And then we took this and we basically comped the vocal together. The lights up the sky, and those makes me feel good. That's from the old track. So right now I'm just going to leave that going. It's just going to be muted, and that way I can grab a track. And then let's go and see if we can take the vocals and add a little bit of that analogness to it that's coming from here. So we'll go to the vocal and we'll do the spill, and that way we'll have everything we need here.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. Know it makes me feel good.
That already smooths it out a little bit.
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, showers wash by, there's a wave. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night.
Okay, so that right before we went to the chorus, that sounded a little bit like it a little like it was a little loud. So I'm gonna scroll over here. See if we can find it here.
In the moonlight shadows, wash by, there's a wave.
Those two lines.
I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love.
So this right here, I'm just going to take this, select it, and you can tell it's a little louder there. I'm going to separate it, and then I'm going to hit Function Control 7. Nope, maybe that didn't work. Function Control 7, and make that work. I like doing this like before I start automating it. I like to do this as much as possible, just to make it kind of flow a little better. The cares away, it probably needs to be up a little bit, so let's do that. I'm doing a little clip gainy sort of thing here. Cares away, I'm just going to separate that, then I'm going to select it and go up a little bit more on that. You can see where it is. It's just 1 dB down now from what it was, so kind of automating, you know.
Showers wash by, there's a wave. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
Okay, right there is a.
When it lights up the sky.
I think I'm going to grab this one as well. The lights up the sky. I think there was something on that one that I liked. So let me see if I can just pull this down to here. It's opaque, so boom, I'm comping vocals. This is great.
Thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
I'm going to go back to lightning here. Let's see what that sounds like.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good.
I think that might be just a little loud too, so I'm going to 1 dB down on that too.
I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
One more.
You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips.
Okay, I feel like those background vocals now are a little out of sync, so it shouldn't be too hard to do because we can actually see. It looks like they're ahead just a little bit. Let's see.
Well, I love a rainy night.
And that's easy enough to fix. I'm just going to highlight this. S for separate it. And then there's a way to nudge it here, but I think it might be just as easy to do this. Just kind of zoom in. Yeah, didn't do the right thing there. And then let's just take this and nudge it to the right just a little bit.
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips.
That's better.
In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time. And I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
Probably push the snaps and the clicks here.
Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night.
Feels like the vocal after the solo got a little loud too, so I'm going to let's go back to the mixer here and go to, let me just here zoom in. Okay, equals and plus. So no control. I think that's, yeah, there we go. Okay, that makes it so much easier. Learn your shortcuts. So I think, let's listen here. I'm going to spot check
Well, I
this.
love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like the. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel. Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night.
That vocal's a little louder. I'm just going to kind of nudge it down until it starts to feel right in the mix. So I'm just going to select this, function control 7.
Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. 'Cause I love a rainy night.
Just kind of spot checking now.
Well, I love a rainy night. This heart of mine puts a smile on my face every time. And I love a rainy night.
Okay, I feel like we got the vocal kind of under control there. I'm going to check the comments real quick and see what you guys are saying. The Z key. Okay, so let's see. When you make range change, you can hit the D key to draw in region gain. The D key. When you make a range, you can hit the D key to draw in region gain. Let me try that real quick, just for fun. Select a range, hit the D key. Oh, and this is all region gain. I don't see where it's bumped up. It looks like that may be automation, but oh, I see that. That's really cool. All right, that's cool. Thanks, Nathan. And hit the Z key a few times to zoom back out. I think I did that. Or choosing a few tracks and hitting Z will zoom to fit the screen. Okay, that's good to know. Okay. All right, so thanks, Nathan. So I feel like I've got the vocal kind of under control here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lead vocal back out. This main lead vocal that I'm not going to use anymore. I'm going to pull that back out, and I'm going to use this vocal instead. If I need to, I'll just pull it back up and put it back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this vocal out, and I'm going to mix backwards a little bit. So we started with drums, got some bass and guitars, and got everything kind of sitting in the mix okay. Got some verb on everything. Got the vocal sounding like it sits in the mix a little bit. And now I'm gonna go here to the bottom. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, I think I got that draw thing. Yeah, that's the Smart Tools, what I need there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go down here where they both start singing and kind of get things dialed in there without the lead vocal. Make sure they're panned out and everything. I think this is a fill track. Yes, I think I need to. I'm thinking that might be a little hot on there too. So I may draw. So this is just kind of like the, oh, look at there. That's pretty cool. So go back to this finger tool here. Select this, Control 7, bring it down some. It's to where it sits in the mix a little bit, you know. And since that is a vocal that's going to be in the, like it's answering and it's not with the other back vocals, what happens is these turn into background vocals, singing the hook, and then this guy's singing the counter melody or whatever. So I'm going to go to the mixer again real quick, and I'm going to make sure that he's panned up where I can see him. So I'm going to hit the spill button. I'm going to put him in the center, and his volume's at 0. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I don't have any of the background vocals in there. And I'm going to ride this vocal. I'm going to automate. Hopefully I can remember how to do that. Let's see. I'm not seeing any automation here. Maybe it's on the other page here. I think that's automation. So I'm going to take this automation and go to fader. Oh, you can do fader and trim and everything. That's pretty cool. That green thing must have been trim then. Okay, so now what I think I would like to do is go over here and grab the fader and actually start automating. Hopefully that I'm able to do that. I don't see an automation mode. What is that? Group, automation, playlist. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. There it is. Okay, mode, automation mode. I'm going to go to touch, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to ride the fader. Actually, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to hit mono, and we're going to mix it in mono. I'm going to pull those tellies down. Okay, we'll be faded out by then. Okay, so I'm going to unmute these guys, put the fader automation in touch here, and then
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Oh, I love a rainy night.
okay, I think what I'm going to do here, since the main vocal is not the main vocal anymore, I think what I may do instead of automating it is just taking this region from here and just bringing the volume down, like trimming it down until it works. Okay, so the thing I'm hearing conflicting now, I feel like the vocals are sitting in there okay.
Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny.
Where this comes in here, and I'm doing a lot of trim, I know, but I think it's for the better. Let's see, take this.
Yeah, yeah, I love a rainy night. See in my eye. I love a rainy night. Makes me high. I love a rainy night. I love you too. Well, I love a rainy night. I love you too. Well, I love a rainy night. See, I love a rainy night. It makes me high. I love a rainy night. You know I do.
That's the one that's, I need to go back and look at this one. And let's make sure those are panned out. They are. Okay, so the little ascending riff going up, that's what was this guy up here, I think, solo 1. And I feel like the low end could be cleaned up on that, so I'm gonna go to the guitars here, spill. I'm just going to take the filter. If I hover over it, does it tell me where the frequency is? That cleaned it up quite a bit, though. That'll probably get out of the way of the vocals. Okay, so now that feels like, okay, so we've got fills going over the vocals, and it feels like that needs to be out of the way. So let's automate that. Could create another track, but I think the automation might be pretty easy to do. So let's go to this, and let's automate the pan. Automate master pan. And then from here, let's automate, let's see, automation mode. Kind of cool. We got them answering now, left and right. So I think that worked. If I go here.
Ain't on my list. Ain't on my list. In the moonlight, ain't on my list.
That automation didn't take for some reason, but I don't mind it being over to the left. All right, so I feel okay about that. I'm gonna leave the solo over to the left. And so now what I want to do, I think I want to get the snare drum kind of popping a little bit more. It feels like it's kind of lost in the mix a little bit. Now I'm listening to the mix kind of in a mode of like, is it moving me? Is it making it jump out? So we're going to try that. Listen to mono. You can hear the snare there. This is one thing that I see a lot of people go through, where they get the mix done, everything's balanced, but nothing's really like making you want to like tap your foot or whatever. So let's go to the mixer here and let's concentrate on the drums. Let's go from here where he plays it to the end. Okay, and let's mute the drums. There's 3 snare drums. The snare bottom, I think I've got pulled all the way down. I'm not even using that one, I don't think. Let's unspill this and go spill the drums. Spill the beans. So there's the drums. And this snare bottom, I don't like using snare bottom too much. I wonder if there's a way to like hide that track. Now, yeah, you can make it inactive, I think, but let me go over here and just do this. I don't want to see it either, so I'm going to take the snare bottom, boom, take that out, and then my combination is going to be between the snare top and the snare comp, which if you go into Superior Drummer, they give you an option to do that, and I think they just ran the snare through a 1176, and it really sounds good. The only thing is it's got a lot of bleed in it, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But what we're going to do right now, let me mute the vocals real quick. What I want to do is see which one is carrying the weight, and then see. We mute it. What I need is another what I need is another bus. And I think in Harrison Mixbus 32, you've got an option of 12 of them, and I could really use a smack track right now for the drums. So, okay, let me try that. Let me just add a track. We're going to make it a an audio bus, and I'm going to name it Smack. And it's going to be mono, and the group is going to be no group right now. Add and close. Let's see where it adds it. I don't know where it added it. Oh. That's it. Interesting. Go to the mixer and see where it added it. If it's down here. Smack. All right, let's go over here and see if we can. All right, so we got the smack at the top. Now, let's see how we get stuff to it. Oh, it's not showing up here. Let me try this. Oh, it won't let me see it in this window. Well, maybe I'll try it another way. I think what I may do, let me just hide this one. I think I'm just going to smack the you know what out of that track real quick. Okay, I'm going to add this plugin called Drum Character. I think I added it to the wrong track. Delete that one. Go into this one. That snare comp has got plenty on it already. I think what I'm going to do is gain this thing up too. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but when I reversed the phase of both of the snare drums, they jumped out in the mix. I think that's what I'm missing. So instead of doing that on both the snares, I think I'm going to mess with the overheads, And I'm going to flip the phase of the overhead on both of them and see what happens. And those toms are not really soaking through either. I'm going to go and go where he's doing the toms thing, and I flip the phase of the overheads again. All right, I'm going to undo that. Flip the phase of both snares, snare top and compress. Those snares are popping now. I might add a little bit of that drum character to the kick too, so if I can get it to pop a little bit more. I don't know if I like it on the kick. I may just take it off the kick and just bump up the volume a little bit. Those last two toms. If I can take this out of the group real quick, I'm gonna take these toms out of these two toms out of the group. I'm kind of bouncing around. I'm hearing all the toms now. Let's go stereo. Where'd my panning go? Oh. I feel like the snare is kind of happening now. So, only thing I've noticed now is that the kick sounds a little inconsistent about the way it's played. If I had everything kind of installed and ready to go, I'd probably trigger this kick to kind of keep it like the same. But let me take a look at the mix here and see if there's anything we can do about the kick. I mean, that doesn't look terribly different, or let's try gaining it up. You're in the Okay, I feel like the kick is happening a little bit now. I may hit it with a limiter or just a little bit of a compressor to make it sit in the mix just a little better. Okay, so you're hearing that delay from the other vocals. Okay, so we've got background vocals kind of sitting in there. Now I'm going to go back and do one more ride on the lead vocal and print it and take a look at the levels and see how everything's going there. So let's fill the vocals here, and then let's unmute them, and let me just start riding a little bit. I'm probably going to pull the volume down on my headphones, probably go to mono, and then ride that lead vocal. So we'll go to, let's see, I don't see a automation mode here in this page. I guess you have to go to this page here to see automation on the channels. he said something at the very beginning of this track here. I'm going to delete it so we don't hear it. And then automation, we'll do fader. And then let's see. Mute, solo, group, automation. What did I see a minute ago that had... there was a trim right, something like that a minute ago. What am I missing here? No. Oh well, what am I missing? Let's see if it writes anything. It's writing it, so I guess I'm all right. As long as I've got something in automation. So, okay, I'd rather do this from the mixer, and it looks like I've got the mixer right here. So I'm gonna start writing, okay? Yeah, sounds like I need to erase what I got going there, or back up a little bit. Let's do that.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good.
Hey, I may do one other thing here. By the way, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Got some private chats here. Right side screen, Charles. Okay, okay, I've got instructions coming in from the side here, and I don't know which, it's out of context. Jason's got to head out. T for touch. Under the fader. Yep, that's where it was. That's where it was. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is instead of going to touch, I'm just going to go to right, and that way it'll just be writing from the moment it's moving. I have to remember to move it back to touch, though. All right, so we are in automation mode here, and I wanted to try something real quick. I've got a control surface here. I'm going to see if I can make it work with, I think this is Huey mode. What I'm going to try to do is go to automate, where I can use my control surface. I'm not sure I know how to do this though. Control surfaces. Mackie, that's set to Huey. So let's see if that works with me just that. Device type. Behringer X Touch. Boom. All right, so let's see if this works. Hopefully it will. All right, let me just turn this off and back on again. It is not working. So close. Okay, well, either way, I'm going to go ahead and start automating now.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, showers wash my days away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
I feel like the vocal got out of control a little bit on the from the chorus, so I'm going to mute the background vocal here and mute this guy and just concentrate on the chorus here.
Shadows, showers wash my days away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time. And I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night.
Feels like it kind of fell out of control.
Puts a smile on my face every time. And I love a rainy night.
Right here.
Yeah, I love a rainy night.
Yeah, pull it down a little bit. Good.
Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
The snare drum's really popping through now. It might be a touch loud even, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix this vocal.
Showers wash my hair.
One more time.
Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
Okay, right there where I trimmed down.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
I think we're good from there out. So now what I want to do is go to here and just like isolate little sections like this automation. You can see a little bit better now. I was riding this fader down here.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear.
Okay, so what I'm hearing right here, this is just my silly listening to automation here. I love a rainy, the night disappeared a little bit, and then the whole next line disappeared a little bit. So I'm going to pull those up, see how easy this is in Mixbus.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning.
It feels like those, so I'm going to go to night. Oh, do that again. Select a range. How would I do that? Yeah, that's what I do. So now I'll just take this and I was hoping I could just grab that and there we go, nudge it up. There we go. Let's try that.
I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear
The word love is a little loud. So
love.
So I'm just going to grab this and pull it down a little bit.
love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning.
Hear the thunder. I'm gonna pull that up a little bit. So let's see if I can just grab this and pull it up. Man, this really does make it easy to automate.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning.
The word thunder.
I love to hear the thunder, watch.
Yeah, thunder kind of disappears.
I love to hear the thunder, watch.
And it's right here. So I'm just going to grab, maybe I can just double click there, and then maybe I can do the attack principle thing here.
I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
Good with me.
You know it makes me feel good.
All good there.
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows.
That in the moonlight shadow seems to be a little lost too. So I'm going to double click there so I can put a marker or a keyframe, as they call it in video. Hover until it turns into a fader and see what this sounds like.
The rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows.
Good.
Showers wash by, there's a wave. I wake up to a sunny day, 'cause I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
Pull that snare down a little bit.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the light.
I'm going to create a snare group. That way I can just pull down one fader and they all work.
The rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows.
All right, I think the chorus is okay. Automation there. Let's go and listen to the next verse.
I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
The word sky is a little loud. Let me see what I can do about that.
When it lights up the sky. When it lights up the sky.
Maybe a little bit more.
When it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good.
I think I came down a little too far there.
When it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I love to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows. Puts a song in this heart of mine. Puts a smile on my face every time. And I love a rainy night.
All right, so I'm gonna put the main background vocal back in. I just cleaned this up right here. Her little, saw a little P or T or something like that.
When it lights up the sky, you know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face.
Did I just automate that? I am not automating the background vocals just yet.
Lights up the sky.
Now that we've got the vocal in there,
You know it makes me feel
just kind of
good.
see if I can make it sit there, you know?
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face.
Now, when I'm mixing vocals, like background vocals like this, I don't like to hear detail in the harmony vocal. I like to just hear, know that it's there, not a lot of detail. So I'm kind of tucking it in the mix just a little bit.
When it lights up the sky,
You can still hear it, but you can't hear
you know it
details.
makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows. Puts a song in this heart of mine.
snare down a little bit more too. The thunder scares me every time.
Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love.
Okay, I think I've got everything kind of dialed in a little bit. I think what I'm going to experiment with putting just a little bit more top end on the mix now, and then trying to get a little bit more gain volume out of the mix, and I'm going to do that on the master bus.
When it lights up the sky, you know it makes me feel good.
Not a whole lot, just adding a little bit of.
Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time, and I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Showers wash my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night.
So I just pulled up the gain here, and I'm not sure makeup gain. I think the gain happens before the limiter. So I'm just seeing this meter here, and it's bouncing between 0 and 4, which is good. It's a K14. It's it's a K14 meter. And I pushed up the makeup gain. I think that happens after this compressor here, which I'm not really touching too much. Kind of a dirty way of doing it, I guess. And I'm seeing just a little bit of limiting there, which is okay.
When it lights up the sky, you know it makes me feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time, and I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy
That new guitar here, I'm going to add a little bit of bite, right, 1K-ish,
when it lights up the,
and maybe take off some of the more of the low end here.
when it lights up the sky.
And then I'm getting close to being done,
You
so
know it
thanks for hanging with me.
makes feel good. Well, I love a rainy night, such a beautiful sight. I like to feel the rain on my face, taste the rain on my lips. In the moonlight shadows, puts a song in this heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time, and I love a rain.
Add a little bit of that to it and see. I may have to pull it down
You know
now.
it makes me feel good.
Where's he at here?
Well, I love a rain heart of mine, puts a smile on my face every time, and I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
I'm gonna go back to this.
Puts a song in,
Something still bothering me about the snare.
puts a song in this heart of mine. Puts a smile on my face every time. And I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
And what I think it is about the snare is that it's kind of hit inconsistently. Yeah, the volume changes quite a bit, and what we're so used to these days is drums that are so consistent, almost like drum machine sort of things, that probably what I would do here is maybe re-trigger it or figure out a way that the snares could be more consistent.
And I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night.
Okay, until the 7th hit, I don't really hear the snare. And what happens is we usually adjust something based on the loudest that's heard. Like I use this example for like bass players at church. I'm like, if you want to be heard when you're playing, make every note consistent, because when you pluck a string and it's louder than the rest, they're going to pull your whole volume down to compensate for that loudest string, and then you're never going to be heard again. So the same thing with the snare drum. If they're all at the same, I think, you'll hear them better. So with that in mind, let me take this group off of here, and let's concentrate on this snare here, because as you can see, it's more consistent than this one is, the compressed snare. So let's try to make that the case, where we take the group. Let's take this out of the snare group here. And then let's mute this snare top, which I experimented with the drum character thing. And let's just try to make this one be the only one that works.
I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
It's got a lot more stuff in it, but I think once we get it set, it's going to be, it feels like it might be a little dull too.
And I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
That's going to be the better solution. So keep that in mind. I'm just going to take this snare top here, and I'm not even going to use it. I'm just going to use that compressed thing, even though there's a little bit too much compression in there. There's too much stuff kind of leaking through. That's okay. If it sounds good, it is good. But I'm just going to take this, make it inactive, and then and we'll have one snare mic, which is what I like anyway. So.
And I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, now let's just figure out a way to do the fade at the end. So go back to the mixer. We're coming to an end here. Thank you guys for hanging in here with me. Let's see, I'm going to go to fader automation mode. We'll go to touch, and then we'll just do the fade here toward the end. I'm not going to use the full fade of the whole song. I think once he does the answer stuff, and he answers answers a few times, I think my ear is used to it by then, and it's ready to go home. So let's just see where we start the fade at least, and then I'll see where we end it too. So, okay, for this, I think I'm going to put the master fader back here so I can see it. All right, let's try that. start that again. One chorus, and then we'll fade it. Okay, I kind of got the idea. I want it to be out by the end of that chorus. So now we'll take. Hopefully that automated. I don't see that it automated, but. All right, so I'm going to change modes here. I was automating. Let me undo that. I was automating the background vocal. Shouldn't have been. So automation fader. There we go. So you can kind of see where I faded before. I'm just going to take this one and pull it on down to kind of finish that. Pull this down at the end too. There. And then, see, I may zoom in just a little bit and maybe just take one more crack at this. I think, let's just see how that sounds. So it should be a chorus and then a fade. Yeah, I'll buy that. Okay, and then what I will do is I'm going to move the end marker up to here. I don't know that that's the best thing to do, but I'm going to move it up to right at the end of the fader. And I'm going to move the start marker to where it comes in. If I had a little while longer, which I'm kind of, I'm going a little long here, but if I had a little while longer, I would probably mess with some verb, maybe some slap on that acoustic guitar there on the very beginning. You know, kind of pan it over here and maybe a verb return over here. But I don't have any, I don't have any more mixed buses, but, there's a way to work around that. But I'm not going to do it today. Appreciate you guys' patience. I think what I'm going to do now is just try to print it. Let's see, what if I do bounce without processing, export. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to select everything. Let's see what this is like. I'm going to do wave for mastering. And we'll do session start to session end, and I think that works rare. Open the folder. Okay, all right, so let's try this. Looks like we're printing. Okay, so you guys who are members, I'll upload this to the part there, and we'll talk about it on Monday when we listen to your mixes. So, hey, I wanted to see if any of you guys wanted to jump on real quick. We'll talk about anything that looks like some people are going to catch me on the replay. So Rainy Night, I'm just going to listen to this. And it's playing. And it looks to be about 3 minutes and 11 seconds song, so that's right. Rainy Night, Mixbus 8, I think we're good to go there. So, hey, anybody want to jump on while we're on here, on any of the members or anything like that? And then we'll go home. I'll upload this mix. If not, I will I'll let you guys go. Okay. Well, that was a solid 2 hours after we got started. So anyway, I'll upload this to the website right now. Let you guys take a listen to it, see what you think, and I will see you guys on Monday when we listen to your mixes. Okay? I will let you guys go. I'll see you soon. Bye.